Hello, YouTube family. Welcome to my page. I am Mariah, the inspirational sister. And as you can see in the title, I'm going to be talking about working for agency. And I'm going to share with you all my experience and tell you about the agency that I work for. I'm going to kind of go into the whole CNA spiel. And yeah, so I'll get started. So I kind of took a little bit of notes before I started the video because I seem to get off topic a lot and I want to try to stay on topic about working for agency. So there is a lot of people who are unaware of agency. I know this because when I go into these facilities, so when I go into these facilities around Missouri, because I am an agency worker in Missouri. I work for ShiftKey. But when I go in, a lot of them are like, oh, tell me a little bit more about agency. They don't know what agency is. And I mean, of course, they don't know how much we get paid. They don't know anything. And now people are starting to tell how much we're getting paid, and it's starting to cause conflict. But I'll get into that later because I do want to hit on that. But, and excuse the background because I'm kind of closer to my kitchen and I've been doing some cleaning, and I got my popcorn maker back there and oven maker and stuff stacked up because I'm about to sell it. But anywho, back to agency. So I work for agency. I work for ShiftKey. If you don't know, ShiftKey is a really good company to work for. I think it is. I'm on a couple of groups on Facebook where we share our experience about ShiftKey. There's a lot of negative comments, there's good comments or whatever. Everybody's experience is different. You know, some people are going to have good things to say based off of the facility that they worked at. It doesn't mean ShiftKey is necessarily a bad agency to work for. It doesn't matter which agency you work for. It's about the facility that you were sent to. I have been sent to horrible facilities. The DONs are not good. They are conflict, just a lot. I've had bad experiences and I've had good experiences. But it really has nothing to do with ShiftKey. There are several agencies. I heard there's Snap Nurse, there's ShiftKey. I also work for Executive Healthcare. There's Post Medical. I mean, there is tons of agencies to work for all around the globe. And some are not in other states and some are locally. So there are different agencies that you can work for. So I want to talk about, let's see. So agency is taking over. We are in we're in like a crisis right now. Even before COVID hit, agency was already started. You know, agency, some lady told me she's been working for agency for 7 years. So agency has been around, but now it has picked up more, and agency is a big thing. Traveling nurses is a big thing. Traveling CNAs is a big thing. So we are just living in a time where now it's booming, and working for agency is, it's where it's at. It's where the money is. But there are people who don't work for agency. So there's people who still work for the actual facility. And so I want to talk about the pros and the cons about working for agency and get straight to it. So if you work for agency, you get paid good money. There are some agencies that pay a flat rate. Post Medical, I believe they pay $18.50. I worked for an agency who paid $18.50, plus sometimes you can make bonuses. ShiftKey, the company that I'm working for now, all of them is different. The pay is not the same. You don't get paid a flat rate. It just depends on the actual facility and what they're willing to pay, depending on how much help they need. So some facilities are in need. They have no workers, so they're willing to pay you $30 an hour to come in as a CNA worker. Some facilities just need a little bit of help, so they're going to be paying $19, $20 an hour. It's different. So there'll be premium pay when you log in to pick up shifts. You'll look for premium pay for the most money. So that's the good. That is the pro of working for agency. You get paid good money. Also, agency, you usually get paid every day, or sometimes you can do the weekly pay. That is the good thing. The bad about agency is this. Some agencies don't offer insurance. Some agencies, you cannot find shifts in your area. So for me, for an example, I work for ShiftKey, and the location that I'm at, there's like 2 facilities that are listed. Other than that, I have to drive 30 minutes away, 45 minutes away. Sometimes I have to drive an hour or 2 away for work. There's not always facilities in your area, so you may have to travel. So that is one of the cons about it. And then also, depending on which agency you work for ShiftKey, they can cancel you. You can pick up a shift and think you're finna go to work, and then they will cancel you at the last minute, and then you are out of work. And so who wants to go through that? Not guarantee work for the day. It's not that often, but it does happen. Within the last 2 months, I've gotten canceled maybe twice. And you just go pick up another shift. I mean, there's so many different places to work. It's just a setback. You're like, oh, shoot, I was about to drive to such and such town. Well, I'm not going there anymore, so I'm going to pick up at this location. You may have to drive another 30, 40 minutes to get to work. I mean, if you want to make some money for that day. So those are kind of the pros and the cons about working for agency. Also, trying to see what I leave out here. What do I have here? I mean, agency is taking over. I mean, almost everybody's working for agency, because why wouldn't you work for agency? Why would you work for the facility getting paid less? That is the big question. Why? Why are people still working for the facilities? Well, benefits. Some people want the benefits that are included in the in your regular work schedule. I don't know if I should say work schedule, but in benefits is included when you have a full-time job. Some people want that, and some people don't care about getting benefits, or they have another way of getting benefits. So that's why people are staying. Also, they want guaranteed hours. They don't want to take the chance of being of missing hours or not getting paid or whatever, because you are taking a chance when you work for agency. But the thing is, there's so many facilities that need help that I have never really heard of nobody not having any work. I've only heard of people getting canceled and maybe they have to pick up somewhere else. There's too many facilities out here that are short-staffed. That agency is booming. It's always going to boom. And it's a win. Working for agency, it's a win. Before I knew much about agency, I always had a job in the CNA field no matter what, because facilities are always in need of CNAs. Like, they're always hiring. They always need help. It's just something that is never going to change, honestly, like in the medical field. But I will say this. I do believe, I'll make a little prediction that within the next 2 to 3 years, agency is probably going to go down, because the facilities are going to realize, okay, I'm going to just pay my workers a good price so that they can stay, and so that I can get agency out and they can save money. Because right now they are paying agencies so much money. So if we already, I usually pick up premium, and premium I'm getting paid $26 to $30 an hour. I try not to go lower than 26. And so if they're paying me that, the agency is probably making $10 off of us. So they're probably paying $35 an hour versus the worker. CNAs get paid a little bit more now, so maybe the workers are getting paid $14, $15 an hour versus they're paying $35 an hour for agency. So they're going to wake up. A light bulb is going to go off in their head. They're finally going to pay CNAs more money, because we are definitely worth more money than they try to give us. So they may go up and say, okay, we're going to pay our regular CNA workers $16, $17, or maybe $18, cut agency out, and they can keep regular staff, you know. But right now, agency is where it's at. So I wanted to make the video to kind of share the pros and cons. Like I said, as I travel around Missouri, I go into these facilities. Some people don't even know much about agency. They're just like, oh, okay, your agency. And they'll ask me a lot of questions. Some things I will answer. I don't tell my pay because, you know, it makes them feel some type of way, and you know that they're working and they're getting paid less than me, and they're probably thinking, oh yeah, I need to go to agency. I'm busting my butt, and agency comes in here making double of what I'm making. And but I mean, that is why it's agency. We are on call. We are an emergency company. So you know, if you want to get paid more, I just say go to agency. You know, I mean, we have to travel. We have to take chances with the things that we take chances with. Agency is different. And so, I mean, those are the pros and cons. Like I said, the reason for the video too was because people don't know what agency is. I work in these little small towns. I mean, all around Missouri. I go to, there's so many nursing facilities that I didn't even know about until I worked for agency. In the middle of nowhere. I'm like, this facility, I can see why they don't have no work. They're in the middle of nowhere. Like, who's going to drive here every single day? Like, and usually it's a small town, and the people that live there are working at the actual nursing facility. So they really don't know much about agency, or they really don't know, you know, too much about what's going on. So they're asking questions, and you know, like I said, you minimize the answers because you just don't want to share your pay with everybody. And then it also, I think that by people sharing their pay, it makes the agency, it makes people kind of not like agency too. There's so much that I can say about just being an agency worker. We get it hard, and they do not like agency. There is a few facilities that I've been to where they are respectful and they treat us well. They're happy that we're there. They're just happy. They ain't had no help for so long. They're sick of doing them doubles, them triples. They sick of coming in every day because there's no help. So they are so happy that there's help, and they treat us good. But there are a lot of facilities who hate agency. They hate us because they know that we are making good money. They hate us because they know we can make our own schedule. We can, you know, we got it good. We do. Agency has it good. I have nothing bad to say about agency, honestly. I would never go back to working for a facility. Never. Never. I get paid too good. I get paid good. Not only that, I'll choose when I want to work. Usually I work 3 or 4 12s. And, you know, that's about, let's see, I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And if I do that, you know, that right there, if I work 4 days, then that's $1,200, you know, and that's just depending on how much you are getting paid anyway. Some people are getting paid more than that. And like I said, I usually don't share my pay. But it can go up and down, you know, it can change depending on where you pick up at, how much the premium is. But a lot of people are, you know, sharing their pay in the facility to make the CNA workers feel less, you know, and it's not cool. And they are the ones who are making agency look bad. And some of them are not even good workers. Like, there's a lot of people who work for agency who shouldn't even be working for agency. They're not even working hard. They're slacking, they're calling, and they are making it look bad for the people who are working hard for agency. So I could say so much more about being an agency worker, but I don't even know if other people have videos out about agency. I'm going to look and see after I make this video, because I definitely wanted to make one on YouTube just so people can know about agency, the pros and the cons, I guess the pay, and I would probably make a traveling, a CNA traveling video too, because I have a traveling assignment coming up and I want to share the experience about that. Agency, so the difference between agency and traveling CNA is, agency worker, they just, you know, work locally. Sometimes they do travel. I travel. Sometimes I go 2 hours away. But a traveling person or CNA usually is assigned to one facility for a certain amount of time. They're on a contract. And so that's totally different. But I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to end off this video. Just wanted to share a little bit about being an agency worker. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And thank you for watching my video. Peace.